Madam Vice Rector, members of the faculty, ladies and gentlemen, family and friends of our soon-to-be graduates, and foremost, students, future graduates here at this academy. This is your day, nothing else. You should remember that you can be proud of what you have achieved. 2 years, in 1 year. I hope you will look back at this. And when you think about that this is your day, you also should think about the fact that we live in quite difficult times. So seize the day, use the day. I give you one sentence by a Renaissance philosopher, Francis Bacon, whom I recommend, by the way, those of you who didn't have the chance so far to look into his essays. He said, and you have to interpret it, he said, I quote, "Begin what you want to do now. We are not living in eternity. We have only this moment, sparkling like a star in our hand and melting like a snowflake." I hope it's more the sparkling and the long sparkling, but I would ask you to follow a little bit this advice. For you and for me, this ceremony is a first. I started when you started, exactly almost a year ago. But it's not the first time that I am at the graduation ceremony at the Diplomatic Academy, because I remember that I also sat somewhere around here. At that time it was still in the Diplomatic Academy. I'm saying this because I hope you had the same feeling in these 1 and 2 years, that there is a special spirit of the Diplomatic Academy. And spirit means more than just academic work, more than just having a good time. It means finding friends, thinking about the future, getting a little bit of a difference from what you would get maybe even at the University of Vienna. But actually this is also the moment to say that I'm very grateful that I do not have to invent something which I would have loved to invent. That's the cooperation with the University of Vienna. I think it's good for you, it's good for all of us, and I promise that we will continue and hopefully strengthen this. I hope already by next year we will have a common professorship also, University of Vienna and the Diplomatic Academy. So this is a day which is actually the end and the beginning, and I'm grateful that we can celebrate this year together. You know, speaking about the spirit, what you have experienced in this last academic year. I just would like to mention a few instances. It began this year, with Professor van der Bellen, the Federal President of Austria, giving the inauguration speech, and, as you have heard it, I guess, praising the legendary parties upstairs. The legendary parties upstairs. Actually, he expanded later on in the private discussion on this. Then you created something which I enjoyed very much. You had this festive Christmas extravaganza with a lot of singing and playing music, performing, and that was special. And then there was the already famous ball of the Diplomatic Academy done by the DASI. This year it was in cooperation with the Secession Building, and for all of you, if you have a chance to go to the first district, to the Secession Building, you can think that these students helped, that a few of those green leaves there are there because of your work to organize this charity board. Thank you very much. And then, and I know this is for the spirit of the DA, very important. you all enjoyed, this time the MAIS students, the study trip on the Balkans, which brought you to experience various things. And I'm not going to mention, you can ask them one by one, what I mean by that. But we also had study trips to Brussels, Ukraine, Bulgaria, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan. I hope I didn't forget any of them. And we organized an academic conference, DASICon. You attended simulations, special seminars, strategic gaming, and the Milton Wolf seminar I would like to mention, a UN simulation, negotiating a legally binding agreement addressing climate change. It's quite warm out here. You had career talks in this year, the DA links. You had the chance to get in touch with human resources representatives from major corporations. Some of you went abroad, not all of our students. We want to keep all the time. 2 of you went to Stanford. No, actually, we are sending the best always. Don't get me wrong. 2 of you went to Stanford University. 2 went to Moscow, to MGIMO. 2 went to Seoul, spent a trimester at Korea University, and for the first time, 2 DA students attended a trimester at the China Foreign Affairs University in Beijing in autumn. And we will start a new exchange program with the Hebrew University, unfortunately too late for you to go to Jerusalem in this autumn. And not to forget, you will enjoy the Sommerfest tomorrow, so please attend and bring your friends, colleagues, and families. This academic year was also, as far as numbers are concerned, I think a rather successful one. We had altogether 182 students, including our PhD students. This is a peak level for the academy. I can tell you, you were quite challenging to our staff, to our faculty, but I would like to thank especially all those of you who also collaborated and worked within the preparation this year. You organized a lot of activities in your student initiative. With its ever-growing activities, you organized the conference I mentioned on the European Union. You had debates. You have a debate committee with quite controversial topics to be discussed. The Cultural Society helped making the best of cultural treasures. I mentioned already the Vienna Ball. And you also cultivated, I was told, I'm not much as an expert in this, the vegetable patches in the DA garden. I saw some of you when they actually took out the remnants of this and preparing the ground for the new students. You learned how to taste wine, and some of you sang in the choir and played in the DA band. You had a sports committee. You know all this, what happened this year. And you published, I would really love to stress this, you published a magazine, The Polemics. And I'm praising this not only because there is the interview with me in the first autumn edition of this, which the picture I didn't like. On a more serious note, I mentioned all this because now time for most of you is beginning to act on your own, to find your right place and to make decisions on how you would like the world to be and your life to be. And I'm sure you know from, not only from the studies here, that a lot of people are saying, this is the end of the liberal world. You have to, if you're convinced, to make sure that it's not the end of the liberal world. People tend to say, this world is neither liberal, nor worldwide, nor orderly. And maybe they are right. Depends on us and on you, for quite a longer time than for me, for instance. And what is it? When I said spirit of the Diplomatic Academy, I meant saying, what I meant saying is, I hope we helped you to develop habits of the mind. Habits of the mind that you can deal with the issue. What do we do with the end of the liberal world? And we are sending you to talk about this around the world. More than 60% of the student body are foreign students. And it will be very similar the next year. I also like to congratulate our PhD students. We started again at the University of Vienna some years ago, our PhD program. But let me at the end also thank those people who made it for you and for us possible what we are doing. The faculty of the DA who taught and guided you through your academic years at the DA, and they are the permanent faculties here. You know them actually at least as well as I do know them. Let me mention that it is one of our main targets to ensure that you have the best teachers possible in their fields. With our chairs, the postdocs, the Fulbright professor, and we will increase the number of our visiting possibilities. We have an excellent student-teacher ratio. And I'm proud to say I don't know of any Austrian university with a better ratio between students and professors. And I would like also to thank not only the University of Vienna, but also our sponsors, be it private persons, and Lili Sucharipa is with us. She is helping us a lot. The widow of one of my predecessors in this position, whom I value highly, whose work I value highly. But I would also certainly like to thank organizations, all the companies, bank institutions, the Austrian Ministry for Europe, Integration and Foreign Affairs, but also institutions like the Organisation Internationale de la Francophonie and all our other supporters. Some of you would not be sitting here today to receive your diplomas had it not been for the generous support of these sponsors. So this was a long year. And I guess for you, maybe even more important, is the support of your families, your friends, and all those who supported you through your studies. Without them, you would have been poorer during your studies in every sense of the word, I guess. We are proud of you. This group of altogether 87 young people from 29 countries and from 4 continents. And I have to say, 60% female. So that's a good ratio. I don't really understand why you are clapping now, but I would join you in doing so. I hope that you all enjoyed this truly international family here at the Academy. The atmosphere of plurilingual, vibrant life, as much as I did my first year here. We certainly hope that you will continue to be a member of the DA family and be active in our alumni network, the Club DA, and one of its local chapters wherever your way leads of you. All of you will have to make a lot of decisions now, or maybe in 1 or 2 years, and face dilemmas. And this week I was at a final presentation with one of you from DLG, and she mentioned the name Paul Watzlawick. She remembers. And I asked her a silly question. And I think the dilemmas you face were actually put together in a story by Paul Watzlawick in a very adequate way. He was one of the greatest Austro-American social scientists that have ever been on this planet Earth. You see, I'm biased. And he told the story, and this has to do with you and your families, I guess. He told the story that a son receives from his mother a present for his birthday. 2 shirts she gave to him. And he was very proud that he received these 2 shirts in the evening. And next day in the morning, he decided to wear the shirt. And you know what the first reaction, only reaction of the mother was, don't you like the other shirt? So there will be a lot of these decisions that are in front of you. It's not easy to, whether you're on the side of the parent or the side of the son or the daughter, it will be difficult. But actually, this is a moment you should enjoy, as I said at the beginning. I'm very grateful that you have been here. Some of you will stay. And you will be alumni. You will be soon graduates. And I wish you all the best for the future. Thank you.